If you want to see all the PowerSet Chroma materials, stick around. Hi guys, welcome to Multiverse. So today we are going to take a look at all the PowerSet materials. But before we get started, how can you get the PowerSet materials? The PowerSet materials come from the Resurgence time capsules, or they can drop in game. But the ones that drop in the game, you have to pay to use 7 stabilizers to be able to unlock them. Or you can get them from the broker. We're going to take a look at the broker a little later in the video. So let's get this party started. For some reason the materials are not in alphabetical order, but I will take a look at them in the order that they are shown in the material style tab. So we're going to start with the Terrestrial Chroma material. The terrestrial power obviously is the power that has to do with the earth power. So we'll try to go very quickly because we have a lot of material to cover, so let's get started. So here we have the Terrestrial Chroma material 1. I tried to use styles that kind of give a good idea of what the style looks like. Here is the Terrestrial Chroma 2. And the Terrestrial Chroma 3. It's kind of reminiscent a bit of the magma or the lava materials we got not too long ago. Sadly, terrestrial doesn't seem to be all that popular. We'll take a look at that in just a minute. Next will be the Mechanized Chroma. The Mechanized Chroma is the material that goes with the gadget power. So here we have Mechanized Chroma 1. Here we have Mechanized Chroma 2. Oh, the pattern is pretty neat looking. Reminds me also of the holographic material we got not too long ago. And here is Mechanized Chroma 3. So there is a bit of texture even in the material, although some of it is not animated. Like we can see there's some animation in the light blue part, but the darker blue part still have the pattern a bit, but it's not animated. And next we have the glowing chroma. The glowing chroma obviously is the power of the Green Lantern. So here we have the glowing chroma 1. I've already made a video about the glowing chroma. In the long term, I'm planning to make videos about all of the materials. But sadly there is 17 materials, so making videos for all of those materials would take a while. So I decided to make one big video with all the materials, in case you don't want to wait too long for the material of your choice. So here we have the glowing material 2. And it even has a bit of an aura, which kind of makes the green aura obsolete, I guess, if you have this material. And the glowing chroma 3. If you want to see this material properly, I made a video specifically about it. Again, in the long term, I will try to make videos about all the materials. And next, we're going to take a look at the first chroma. The first chroma is the material that goes with the red lantern power, or the rage power, I should say. So here we have Furious Chroma 1. Oh, there's a little T-sphere who's scanning us for some reason. Here is the Furious Chroma 2. Obviously, this is the material for the evil red lanterns. I probably should mention which material goes with which power. And Furious Chroma 3. Next we have the Sinister Chroma, which is obviously the material for the Yellow Lantern power, or the light power if you are an evil villain. So here we have Sinister Chroma 1. And it is one of the most inexpensive powers, power set in the bunch. So you should be able to purchase it for fairly cheap on the broker. We'll take a look at that in just a minute. Not sure why it's not more popular. It's a pretty good looking chroma material. Although I have a soft spot for the evil Sinister Chroma, so maybe it's just me who kind of likes it. But I think it's a really nice looking material. And here is the Sinister Chroma 3. I'll probably have to make a reverse flash video showing the guy in the yellow suit from the Flash, the CW Flash. Next, we have the Scorching Chroma material, which is the material that has to do with the water power. So here we have the Surge Chroma 1, which if you guys saw some of the Atlantean set of gear we got in the past, you can recognize somewhat the water material in some of the gear. Here we have the Surge Chroma 2. So if somehow you weren't able to get the sets of gears that had this material into it, you can now recreate it using this material. And here you have the Surge Chroma 3. I know there's a picture posted online about the various materials, but sometimes when there's animation in the material, it's better to have a video than just a picture. Next, we have the Nuclear Chroma, which is the material that has to do with the atomic power, obviously. So here you have Nuclear Chroma 1. Reminds me a bit of the bronze material we got not too long ago. Although this one has some animation that the other one doesn't have, so maybe not really. Here is Nuclear Chroma 2. There's a lot of the animation is pretty fast in this one. You can see how quickly the texture gets animated. And next we have Nuclear Chroma 3. Again, when I get the chance, I'll make a video about each of those materials so that we can get a proper look. And I'll probably experiment also to try to come up with new looks with those materials. I guess we'll have to wait and see. And next we have the Glorious Chroma, which is the chroma that has to do with the celestial power. But a celestial, like the light power, has two chroma. There's the Glorious Chroma for the good side of the celestial power, and there's the Wicked Chroma for the evil side of the celestial power. So here we have the Glorious Chroma 1. Glorious Chroma 2 for a little frontisphere right there. And Glorious Chroma 3. So again, this is the material for the good side of the celestial power. And next we have the Wicked Chroma, which is the material for the evil side of the celestial power. So here we have Wicked Chroma 1. Holy crap, the purple looks really nice on this material. And the pattern for the material, not bad at all. The animation. Here we have the Wicked Chroma 2. Definitely I will have to come up with some sort of look with this material. I kind of like it. And here is Wicked Chroma 3. I guess the dark purple looks nicer, richer than the light one, but overall it's a really nice looking material. Next we have the Sparking Chroma, which is the chroma for the lightning power, or electric power I should say. So of course we have Sparking Chroma 1, which again reminds me a bit of the bronze material. Not quite bronze, maybe an odd mixture between bronze and gold. But I kind of like it. Here we can see the lightning bits a whole lot more. Although sadly enough, because of the color scheme, it looks like something that would fit a lot better with our friend Reverse Flash. Or, as I like to call him, Professor Zoom, the Reverse Flash of the 25th century. And here we have Scorching Chroma 3. Again, we still have bits of lightnings here and there, but not as much as the previous Chroma, obviously. And again, the yellow tint to the style, that makes it a lot more suitable to an evil reverse flash than anything else. Oh well. And next we have the Scorching Chroma, which obviously is the chroma material for the firepower. So we have Scorching Chroma 1. Scorching Chroma 2. Again, when I get a chance, I'll make a video about each of those materials separately. And it'll give me a chance also to experiment with using various auras or various pieces of style with those chroma materials. And here we have Scorching Chroma 3. And we can still see a bit of animated texture even in that the cape. And here we have the Arctic Chroma material, which obviously is the material for the ice power. I've already made a video about this one. So here we have Arctic Chroma 1. Again, I've already made a video about this one, but in case you didn't watch that video, here we go again. So this is a pretty nice material if you want to create an evil ice villain. Here we have Arctic Chroma 2. Why do I say ice villain? Most characters in this universe, in the DC universe that have ice powers are pretty much villains. The only hero I can think of is Iceman from Marvel. Right now I can't think of a single. Actually, Ice from the Justice League would be the one ice hero I can think of. And here we have Arctic Chroma 3. But when it comes to villains, there's Captain Cold, Mr. Freeze, the Icicle, Killer Frost. There's a laundry list of villains we can come up with very quickly. But when it comes to heroes, I guess for some reason ice powers seem more fitting for a villain than a hero's. Oh well. And next we have the Enigmatic Chroma, which goes with the mental powers. So here we have the Enigmatic Chroma 1. Really nice purple material again. The pattern is a bit wonky. Would kind of fit with a Steve Ditko, Doctor Strange type character, I suppose. Here's Enigmatic Chroma 2. Steve Ditko often had those weird textures whenever he would create some characters in the past. So I could easily see a Steve Ditko type character like Mysterio or any character that pretty much was in Doctor Strange at the time, like Dormammu or Baron Mordo, with a material kind of like this. And here is the Enigmatic Chroma 3. Next we have the Temporal Chroma material, inspired by the quantum power. So we have Temporal Chroma 1. And also you can see the reason why I gave a cape to the character. You can see how the material behaves on the inside of the cape and on the outside of the cape, and you can see that with various materials. And here you can see Temporal Chroma 2. And Temporal Chroma 3. Overall, it's a pretty cool looking material. And here we have the Mystical Chroma, which obviously is inspired by the Sorcery Power. So here we have Mystical Chroma 1. Again, we can see an example of how the material behaves on the inside of the cape and the outside of the cape. Here we have Mystical Chroma 2. And Mystical Chroma 3. And next we have the Watchful Chroma, which is the material that has to do with munition. So here we have Watchful Chroma 1. This is one of the material where there's not really any animation. Here's Watchful Chroma 2. I guess if you've been meaning to create a military type character, this would work well enough. Or especially if you want to recreate a classic G.I. Joe character, especially from the early mid-80s. And here we have Watchful Chroma 3. Again, this is probably my least favorite material, but it's still pretty darn good looking. So even the worst material in DCUO is actually pretty good looking. And last but not least, the Wild Chroma material, which is inspired by the Nature Power. So here we have the Wild Chroma 1. So I guess green being my least favorite color, I suppose, makes this material not very appealing to me. But I guess if you do like nature and the color green, maybe you enjoy this material. Here we have a Wild Chroma 2, and I could almost see that being used to create some sort of Green Lantern character. And here we have Wild Chroma 3. So again, not a bad material per se, but not my favorite. So this covers pretty much all the PowerSet Chroma material. Now let's take a look at the broker. I mentioned you can get those materials from the Resurgence Mega Capsules, either those that you can purchase straight in the marketplace or those that drop in the game. But again, those that drop in the game, you have to use 7 stabilizers to unlock them. And your other option to be able to get those materials is just to buy them from the broker. Some of the materials, like the Arctic Chroma material, is probably the most one of the most popular one. Like you can see right now, the lowest one is at 43 millions. But you can see some crazy people started the bid as high as 100 million. So you can see the price dropped roughly by 50% since it's been released. So the Enigmatic one, you can get it for roughly 12 millions right now. The first Chroma pack should be one of the popular one. Even then, the price is like around 31 million. The Glorious Chroma one is it seems to be really popular because it's pretty pricey. Like you can see, the lowest you can get right now is about 87 million. The Glowing Chroma pack, I'm a bit surprised. I thought Green Lanterns were more popular than that. The price went down quite a bit at some point. Like right now you can get it for 14 millions. But you do have other option, I guess, for the Green Lantern. If you want to create a Green Lantern character, there's the Green Metal Chroma, and a few other options that you could probably use. The Mechanized Chroma, it shouldn't be that expensive. It's still 18 million, so I'm a bit surprised. The Mystical one goes down to 14 millions, actually less, a bit less than 14 millions. The Nuclear one, someone was crazy, as you can see, 300 millions, but it went down to roughly 23 millions. So you can see the Purple Metal Chroma here, which is not that expensive by comparison. Now the Scorching Chroma pack, this one is a bit cheaper than I thought, 29 millions. I thought it'd be a bit more expensive than that. And the Sinister Chroma, sadly that one is not very expensive. I saw it go down as low as 10 millions. Let's see if there's some more. You can see here right now 12 millions, but it went down as low as 10 millions. Somehow, I guess Sinister Core Lanterns are not as popular as I thought, or just the material is not popular. And the Sparking one was pretty pricey at some point. So you can see right now the Sparking one is roughly 50 millions, and there's not that many of it. So either Either for some reason everybody purchased it, so there's not that many left, or people don't get it very much in the mega capsules. You decide. The Scorching Chroma pack also did seem to be a popular one, although it did go down to 38 millions. The Temporal Chroma one, I'm a bit surprised. It's roughly 40 millions right now. And the Terrestrial Chroma pack, it goes down to about 20 millions. I'm a bit surprised. I thought it'd be cheaper than that. The Watchful Chroma, that one, last I checked, this was pretty much by far one of the cheapest one. You can see all at 10 millions. The Wicked Chroma, 16 millions. The Wall Chroma is another one that's very dirt cheap. Like you can see right now, 7 millions. So I would say depending on the chroma you want, if you want only one chroma, especially if you want only the Sinister Chroma, just buy it from the broker. If you open mega capsules, the odds of getting the one chroma material that you want are very slim. There's 17 PowerSet Chroma materials in total, so the odds of getting the one material that you want are not in your favor. Let's say that. So if you only want, let's say, the Sinister Chroma material, just buy it from the broker. Don't open 10, 12, 15 mega capsules hoping to get the Sinister Chroma. If the random number generator is not your friend that day, you could easily open 10, 20 mega capsules and still not have the Sinister Chroma. So if you want one specific chroma, I would say just buy it from the broker. So we'll still cover all the PowerSet Chroma materials by making one video for each material. But again, there's 17 different materials. So if I had decided to do that, some of you guys would have had to wait like 2 weeks before seeing the one material that you want to see. So at least this way, you're going to be able to see all the materials tonight. And as time goes by, I will make videos specifically about each of the chroma material that I did not cover just yet. So that is pretty much it for now, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to ask so in the comment section down below, and I'll see what I can do about answering your questions. So as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.